Coming up on Spectrum News, we have more information on the Watervliet couple accused of recording people in public restrooms last week. And a local motel owner in Colony is being arraigned on several counts against his property. All the details are just ahead. Plus, Congressman Elijah Cummings is dead at the age of 68. We'll dive into his history with civil rights activism and honor his life. Hey there, good morning to you. Thanks so much for tuning in to Spectrum News. I'm Erica Lee. All of your top headlines are coming up, but first let's take a look at your Weather on the Ones forecast. A couple was arrested last night and are facing multiple charges for secretly filming children and women in public restrooms of Price Chopper and Six Flags Great Escape. 30-year-old James Hewitt and 29-year-old Valerie Hewitt were taken into custody, facing charges both in Watervliet and Warren County. The couple are suspected of hiding a small recording device in a purse and placing it at the bottom of bathroom stalls. Police say video captured at least 30 girls and women ranging in age from 4 to 60 starting in July of 2017. Now, police say they've only identified 4 of the 30 victims, so they're asking anyone who may have used those women's bathrooms to come forward. Please call the number on your screen, 518-270-3833, if you have any new information. The owner of the Sycamore Motel in hot water for allowing the motel to be used as substandard long-term housing and violating the town of Colony's occupancy code. Today, he's appearing in Colony Town Court. Here's our Camille DeLongis with more. Pittsfield police say they've arrested the man they believe set the A-Mart store on fire Tuesday night. Police say 51-year-old Thomas Roberts is responsible for setting the North Street building on fire. He's being charged with arson and injuring a firefighter. The motive for setting the fire is still undetermined. Well, the Fall Spooktacular Festival is coming to Schenectady this weekend. The event is free and a great time for everyone in the family to enjoy. Kids can create jack-o'-lanterns while adults can enjoy downtown Schenectady's first ever goat yoga session. And there is so much more to do. Our Tamani Woolley joins us now with more on this. Hi, Tamani. Well, there are tons of fun fall activities to do this time of the year across the Capital Region, but cold weather is approaching. If you're enjoying the outdoors this weekend, you'll want to dress for it. Here's meteorologist Heather Morrison with a look at your Weather on the Ones forecast. Congressman Elijah Cummings is dead at 68. Stick with us. We'll tell you more about what happened and honor his life after the break. Baltimore Congressman Elijah Cummings passed away at the age of 68 on Thursday. His office says he died after health complications. Before becoming a politician, Cummings was a lawyer, using his legal knowledge to advocate for civil rights. Cummings was a strong critic of President Trump's, especially after he called Cummings' Baltimore area district, quote, a rodent-infested mess, and expressed how government officials must stop making, quote, hateful, incendiary comments, saying it would only further divide our nation. Most recently, Cummings was one of the voices calling for an impeachment of President Trump. He was also the House Oversight and Reform Committee chairman, a Democrat, and served in the House for 23 years. Vice President Mike Pence met with Turkish President Erdogan to discuss conflict happening in Syria. The Vice President and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo traveled to Turkey to discuss a ceasefire. This trip comes after President Trump suggested yesterday the Kurdish group was a greater threat than ISIS. President Trump believes the U.S. has no reason to defend Kurdish fighters. Well, Election Day is right around the corner, and one of the races we're watching here at Spectrum News is the race for mayor of Troy. Just last week, Republican candidate Tom Reel dropped out of the race, leaving Rodney Wiltshire to challenge current mayor Patrick Madden for the spot. Now, this isn't the first time these two have gone head-to-head. They ran against each other back in 2015. Madden was elected, but Wiltshire wasn't that far off. Election Day is approaching, and we've got the final debate ahead of it right here on Spectrum News. The candidates will address issues like violence in the city and infrastructure. The debate will be moderated by our Solomon Zayed and political reporter Nick Reisman. You can tune in here at 7 p.m. on October 30th. Coming up, Kansas City law enforcement is crediting an app with preventing suicide. We'll tell you after the break more about the lives it saved so far. Welcome back to Spectrum News. It's time to get your latest check of the Weather on the One's forecast. Here's meteorologist Heather Morrison with more. Well, Union College is revealing its new building dedicated to campus security. The new Williams Center for Campus and Community Safety is located at the former Bank of America building on Knott Street, right across from campus. This multi-million-dollar project has been under construction for months and was paid for through private donations and grants. The director of campus safety, Christopher Hayen, says he has high hopes for what this addition will do for the campus. He says, quote, "With our high visibility, the move will bolster public safety in the area and help anchor the city's revitalization efforts." The building accommodates 26 security employees and offers 24-hour surveillance of the campus. The grand opening is today at 5:30. A mobile app called P3 is used by many schools and law enforcement across the country to report anonymous tips, but Kansas City law enforcement now crediting it with preventing suicide. And administrators say it's helped save the lives of 13 teens so far. Here's Sean McDowell with more.